This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of bringing back my fellow Strong Islander, independent operator, the General Fitness 07, Tony Push Fitness, Queens, Long Island, and beyond. Welcome to the Halo Talks, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
So give us a little background on how you got into the fitness industry and turned this passion into profession, my friend.
Okay, so briefly, I started off when I was a young kid, 16 years old. I am now 41 years old. I was 285 pounds, and I was looking for a health club to join. And I joined the gym, and my passion just became very strong with helping people and making people feel comfortable in an environment, especially, people that were overweight and walking into a club and feeling comfortable. So I got a job at a gym, which at the time was called General Fitness Center, GFC. I started working there, and my passion was always to make the club better. It was at the time, 20 years ago, it was more of a lifter's gym, and I just kind of wanted to always turn it around. My idols of health clubs have always been more of like an Equinox type of gym. David Barton from back in the days. There was another one which I can't remember. But anyways, I always liked a luxury gym. So I wanted to do a luxury gym at an affordable price for people.
So, as you take a look at, what the build out costs are on an Equinox or what they were on a David Barton, how did you think about reverse engineering that experience? I've been to your clubs. They're pristine. They're, almost like a work of art.
Thank you.
At a reasonable price. So you've definitely executed on the vision there. For the groups that are out there listening who are trying to either, renovate their clubs or build a new club, what are some of the big CapEx items that you've kind of like reverse engineered and say, hey, look, that you can spend a lot of money on this, but I just spend money on the places I need to.
So exactly. I mean, we all know that the first couple of areas that you need to work on is your first impression. And that's when you first walk into the club. Locker rooms, sales offices, if they have classes, classroom. So basically, I mean, when we build out the gyms, no different. I mean, we definitely build it out to the extreme, but it's all the type of materials you pick out. And the biggest thing that I highly, highly suggest is that whoever's opening up a health club is that they invest the money into a good interior designer. An interior designer, they definitely always take things to the next level, and you just have to see their vision on what they want to do to the club.
Gotcha. So, when you take a look at going into markets like Queens as an example, you got to kind of sometimes take your parking hat off and say, look, there's going to be a certain amount of people that are just going to walk here. A certain amount of people are going to take, bicycles or buses or what have you. So how do you think about, scoping out new locations? I don't think the technology is ever really there to the point where you could say, okay, like I got enough data. Like part of it's just kind of trusting your gut and your experience. So how do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, wow, you just brought back a good memory. I mean, our first location was in Fresh Meadows.
Yeah.
And there wasn't actually any park there except for street parking. And at the time, I had a lot of gym owners. I mean, I was about maybe 27 years old, my first big investment. And I had a lot of gym owners saying that I was going to fail. And because of the parking. So that just made me, want to basically like build the club as beautiful as possible and attract the people. In Queens, people are used to parking. So that was the main reason why, I was like, I ended up going for it because, Queens isn't like Long Island. People are used to looking for a parking spot.
Gotcha. As you built multiple clubs, what drove you to do that? Was it, I've figured this out. I'm going to go build more locations. Was it more of a, like an Excel model? Hey, if I do this, I can get to X, or is it just more of your, personality?
Well, yeah. So what happened is we opened up the club in Fresh Meadows, and from there we remodeled our club, GFC at the time. Now it's called Push Fitness as well. And then we just went. I actually kind of the third location, which is in New Hyde Park. It was a mom and pop gym. I went in there. I walked in there, and I just sometimes feel the potential. If I walk into a club that's been operated by owners that have owned it for 10, 20 years, and if they're able to survive on those 20 years on the way they were running the club, I'm like, this club has huge potential with me going in there and renovating it and running it the way we run our clubs.
So when you walk into a location such as that, that there are certain operators that'll say, look, I got to start with my own footprint. I don't want to take over anybody's liability. It's sometimes hard to come to a deal economically with someone that wants to sell when you're like, hey, look, that's great that you got this membership base, but I got to put like $500,000 in this club, and that's basically coming out of your pocket. So how did you think about that for some of our, listeners that are looking at buying a club and, trying to figure out what the right methodology is?
So basically, it all starts off with price and what they're asking for a club. And, if you're walking into a gym and you need $500,000 in just renovations, and then you have to spend another $600,000-$700,000 in equipment, you're looking at a huge investment. Plus, now you have to buy the owner out. We all know that it's all, a business is based on numbers and what they net. So they could ask for crazy numbers, but if they're ready to go out of business, you're basically saving them. And that's kind of what I did with the one location that we took over, the third location. And I saw the potential in it. And once again, I just went into it and remodeled the whole entire thing, top to bottom. And, it was a good success.
So I'm
happy I did it.
Yeah. What was the impetus to always stay independent, run your own brand? I'm sure people have come to you and said, hey, why don't you rebrand to Planet Fitness, Crunch Fitness, a laundry list of names. And you're like, hey, man, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So number one is our theme is a luxury gym at an affordable price. I just basically, the things that we do, I feel like we have a pretty good system, and I don't really like the franchises. Yeah, I don't know I don't know what else to say on that.
No, also there's really not a luxury affordable concept. They're all either HVLP or HVLP 2.0.
Yes. So there is a lot of clubs that, nowadays, everything's changed now. Now, when someone's joining a gym and our price point on an average is, say, $50 a month, people walk into a club at $50 a month and automatically they think that's expensive because they're used to seeing gyms at $9.99, $19.99. So we really, when we sit down with our, new members, we basically sell them on how nice it is to walk into a gym that's not overcrowded, that doesn't need 10,000 members, that's clean, that's neat, that's respectful. All those things to me matter a lot. I'd rather have less members and have a clean, well-maintained health club.
Gotcha.
So, and I feel like there's unfortunately, which is sad to say, there's no health clubs that are like that anymore. Now you're selling, $9.99, $19.99, and that's all they have to offer. And I could at least speak for the clubs that are in New York City. I don't know, other states, but from what I've seen that's around the areas, the gyms are only good for the first 2 years, and then they just don't get maintained. We constantly maintain our gyms every single year. You could walk into one of my locations that's 12 years old. You walk in there and it looks brand new. It looks brand new. It looks like we just opened up. And that's basically my main focus every day. It's just making sure that we're, keeping to part on all of our equipment and aesthetics.
So moving to building a team, we get a lot of people that come to us and want to go from one club to a multi-club, and they give us a org chart, and they say, hey, I need to hire these 6 people in these 6 functions. I need a CFO. I need a chief marketing officer. I need a COO. You're a guy that's, on the front lines, and you kind of could feel like where I need support. So how did you think about building your team versus, a more traditional, like, academic approach to it?
So I tried building a team. I tried to get a district manager that goes around the health clubs and stuff like that. But me and my other business partner, we basically manage and we do all that. We have a sales team, we have a personal training department, and we just every day go. We go to different locations every single day, and we're just making sure people are reaching their numbers and maintaining the clubs to where we want them.
Gotcha. How important from your standpoint, given that you're nestled in a number of pretty tight, densely populated areas, the traditional member referral versus, maybe more guerrilla marketing tactics or, SEO? What's been your formula?
We do well, yeah. So we basically, I mean, that all has changed in the last couple of years. We get a lot of our, we do a lot of that through Instagram, Facebook. We have a company that works with taking care of all of our online stuff, bringing traffic to our website, and we get our leads from our website. And the biggest thing where we get our members from is our reputation. People know that when they walk into a Push Fitness Club, they're going to be walking into a comfortable environment, a nice environment, a clean environment, and, a great staff as well.
Yeah. So post-COVID, what are some of the things that you're most excited about, or any kind of new equipment or programming that you put in? We're forecasting a very, very strong 2022 and trying to get people that maybe have kind of taken down the barriers of understanding, hey, it's not that hard to work out. Like, you've worked out on your app. It's almost like we've primed you to actually come into a bricks and mortar facility and get all the benefits of that.
So basically, did you say before COVID or after COVID?
No, after, like, now, what are you most excited about?
So what we did was, listen, it was a stressful 6 months to all gym owners and what we went through, and, still having to pay rent and just fighting through it. And thank God, we had 5 locations. We pushed, through it, and we made it. But when we were always, do people wear masks? Do people don't wear masks? So when it came down to the guidelines and everything like that, and we saw it, we were actually really happy that we almost did 90% of the stuff that they were requiring before COVID. Mm-hmm. So we're always on our game. We changed our filters to the MERV 13 filters. We also, I installed, it's called iWaves. So basically what it does is they get installed in our air conditioning units. So we install them in every single AC unit in our clubs. It disinfects the air, kills bacteria and viruses 24/7. So that was actually, and that wasn't, we didn't need to do that, but I always like to be 3 steps ahead. So we installed all that. We actually have it. It's a system that you install, and it's there until, it's not something that you have to do every year, every 2 years. I believe you get like 5 years out of it. So that itself and advertising that really made my customers feel very comfortable. A lot of our customers, every gym took a hit. I'd be lying if I said we didn't. But our customers definitely felt comfortable coming back to our clubs because they knew our reputation, which was, keeping the club clean and people respecting our health clubs when they're working out. So they felt good. We did take a hit, but we've slowly are building back and hoping by January of next year, we'll be back pretty close to the numbers that we were at.
That's great. So if you were to be a mentor to someone who had one or two clubs and they said, look, I'm devoted to the next 20 years of my life. I'm staying an independent operator. I want to get to 10 locations because that's my personal and professional goal. What would be some of the, takeaways or advice that you'd give to that person?
Okay. So I would definitely first start off by saying taking it slow, seeing how your first, your second, your third goes, waiting a little bit because, 10 was my goal. I wanted to have 10 clubs, but obviously a lot of people think that running health clubs is an easy business, but it's not, especially when you run it the correct way. Mm-hmm. I'm all for that, definitely. But just definitely taking it slow and just see how your first, second, third, if you're at 3, just see how your numbers are going because you could basically lose focus on your other clubs. I see it all the time. I see gym owners that are, opening one after the other, and then they forget about their first, second, third location that actually got them to open up more clubs. And you go back to those clubs and equipment needs to be redone. You need to start remodeling over there. They just lose, they basically forget about their first clubs.
Yeah, I see a lot of people that view growth always as an opportunity and not as like a personal threat to their business. And I do think going slow. And then, I don't know, from my standpoint, when I've looked at opportunities, I feel, in your gut when it's time to grow.
Yes.
Is that kind of what happened on your end?
It did and it didn't. I should have maybe stepped back and not had jumped to 4 and 5 very quickly. 4 and 5 obviously was, 4 and 5 happened and COVID then happened. So I don't know, maybe I'd be thinking a little differently if COVID never happened. But sometimes, I do wish that I would have went a little slower and thought a little bit better on my locations. I did create, more work for me. So it really depends on, people's goals. My goal was definitely to have not a lot, 10 sounded nice, maybe 5 to 8, but I'm thinking a little differently now. And I just want to focus on my gyms and putting the love back in there. And who knows, maybe there will be a 6th one. But as of now, the focus has to be in the clubs that I have.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. What have you found recently with rehiring staff or maybe trying to find great instructors that were at boutiques and haven't found a new home yet? Or, there's obviously a lot of government programs and people doing things online that haven't jump-started them to come back to actually get a job again.
Yeah, so that actually has been our for every gym owner, I believe, we were stressing out in regards to rent and everything like that, and we finally open up, and another big challenge was trying to get everybody to come back, and no one, I would say, maybe 50% of people came back, but that's been the hardest thing is instructors, trainers. Fortunately, they were making more money. They're making more money collecting. And that's been the biggest challenge for gyms, for people that own restaurants, everyone. And we're still going through that.
I feel like when they put out all these government programs, they view it as as a trampoline just to help people kind of jumpstart what they're doing. Instead, it turns into like this comfortable sofa that people stay on. The point is put some money in their pocket so you can, cover your, some of your expenses, but don't use that as a substitute for getting a job.
It's really sad. It's sad that, that money was given to help people out while their job was shut down. But, it was okay. Your business is back open. Number one, we should be very happy that they're back open. Number two is let's go in there and kick ass and build a business back together. But I don't know. I mean, people don't, it was more like negotiating on, I don't want, I'll come back after unemployment's over. And it's like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, we need you now. We need to open up our doors. We need someone to open up the gym at 5 a.m. We need someone to close. We need someone to clean this gym even more now than ever. And even with cleaning people and salespeople and, thank God. And I'm very grateful that a lot of our main employees came back, but our biggest hit was, instructors.
Yeah.
Instructors.
It's been across the board.
Yeah. And it's, we're having classes over here and, the attendance went down. Definitely. It's starting to build up, but you have instructors that are teaching, people out in the park and, whatever they're doing, I don't know, but they're doing their business outside.
Yeah. So in closing here, you got any good quotes that you live by or any sayings that you have up on your wall or on a Post-it note?
I actually don't. To come to think of it, no.
What's the push? What's the push mission statement?
My push fitness is fitness meets elegance, and that's what we stay strong with. And
that's the quote then right there. Fitness meets elegance.
Fitness meets elegance. And we have been doing that for 12 years. We've been doing that for 12 years. I love doing it. I love, I intend to talk a lot about maintaining a gym and keeping, equipment, keeping the gym clean more than sales. But I really think that if you have a nice gym and you keep it clean and you have a great staff, the sales come in. You just got to wow people. And that's what I love doing.
All right. Said very elegantly. Good to see you again. Look forward to seeing you in person. Thanks for coming on to talk.
Yes. Thank you.
We will be as helpful as we can to you in all your endeavors and look forward to getting a workout in when I'm back in the city.
You got it. Come see me.
Awesome, bro.
Thank my friends at Burn, BRRRN, for sponsoring this podcast. They are the innovative company behind the world-renowned Burn board. Many of you don't know, I was one of the top roller hockey players in all of Nassau County back in 1988 to 1990. If I had a Burn board, watch out, I would probably be an NHL legend. Got a 7-day free trial on their on-demand library of hundreds of workouts. $30 off the purchase. Check it out at shop.theburn.com. We'll have it in the show notes. Use the checkout code HALO and go burn it on the Burn board. Ice hockey in your living room, at-home fitness. Low cost, low tech, low impact. Go Halo, burn it up.